You know what the problem is? I really choose the worst time to film my videos. I have pigeons in front of my window. The neighbors are very loud. I think they're dying. And honestly, I can't speak today. So let's film a video. Hello, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you. If you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. So today's focus is quick, simple, beginner-friendly makeup if you don't have a lot of time to do your makeup this holiday season. Now, although the focus is gonna be eye makeup because I am gonna be showing you 2 more variations of this look right here, depending on how much time you actually have. That's not gonna be all that we're gonna be talking about. I am gonna share with you a couple of tips and tricks on how to speed up your base routine and even how to cut some stuff out so that you can really get out the door quickly. Or maybe your goal is not to be late this year, fingers crossed, just like mine, which that's my goal every year for Christmas dinner. I don't know if I've actually achieved that goal once yet, but stay tuned. Anyway, I'm not gonna dilly-dally anymore. Let's get straight into the video. So let's talk a little bit while I finish my base. Now, if you're not interested in this, if you're just here for the eye looks, you can skip to this part of the video. But if you are here, let's chat. So when I know I don't have a lot of time to do my makeup, I personally use the majority of my time I have at my disposal to do my base. And so I do my base fully and just like I normally would, and then I use whatever little time is left to do a quick 5-minute makeup look, and then I'm out the door. Which is why I'm going to be showing you 3 different types of makeup looks that you could do depending on how much time you have a little later on in the video. Now, if you want to switch the 2, however, and use up the majority of your time on eyeshadow and then use whatever's left on your base, you can do that as well. I know that a lot of people on a daily basis actually do their full eye look and then walk out the door with nothing on their face, and that's obviously completely cool. And if you're somebody like that and if you want to do that for the holidays as well, then by all means. So if you want to do the latter, let me tell you how I prioritize which parts of my base makeup I'm gonna do, and I'll also tell you which parts of the base makeup I've left out already and still looked pretty good in the end. So when it comes to an event, think about the event that you're going to. I'm, for example, going to Christmas dinner tomorrow. Now think about which part of your base routine you absolutely can't leave the house without for said event. So for me, for example, that would obviously be concealer. There's no way I'd walk out of the house and go to that event without concealer on. So now that you have that in mind, for me, for example, it takes me 5 minutes to do my concealer. And let's say I have about 15 minutes to get ready. So if I have about 15 minutes to get ready and it takes me 5 minutes to do concealer, I have 10 minutes left, and in those 10 minutes I would add doing in my eyebrows, because if I had time that's what I would do, which takes me about 5 minutes as well. And then I would also add a quick little brush of bronzer and blush on my bare face and walk out the door like that. So I would use up all of my 15 minutes and I would do all of those 3 things, which, by the way, I actually have applied bronzer and blush on my bare skin before, and it actually almost makes you look like you have a full face of makeup on, so that's pretty cool. However, it does unfortunately work if you don't have a lot of discoloration and if your skin is pretty clear, but I'm just giving you an example of what I would do so that you understand what I'm saying. So state your absolute must of your base routine, and then guesstimate how long that would take you, and based on how much time you have at your disposal, add on to that. Prioritize and add on top of that, obviously guesstimating along the way how long each additional step takes you. Which honestly, if you do your makeup a couple of times a week, shouldn't be too hard to do. You probably already know how long every step takes you anyway. So now let's talk specifics. Like I said, applying bronzer and blush on a bare face and only maybe concealer where you need it and heading out the door that way makes you look pretty put together. So you can do that, or you can just apply some foundation all over your face and no concealer if you don't need the extra coverage, or you could even use BB or CC cream and walk out that way. Another option I love if you're in a pinch for time is just applying highlighter all over your bare face, and if you're gonna do that, I would recommend using liquid highlighter if you have nothing underneath, because that's just more natural. And if you apply it that way, it's gonna give you a beautiful glow from within, fresh type of look. So those are just some of the suggestions that I've tried in the past that have worked out for me. Please don't try to fit your whole, for example, hour-and-a-half routine in like 30 minutes and think that it's gonna work out, especially if you're hurrying and you're nervous. It never works out, it's never good. Just prioritize and pick and choose what you wanna do if you don't have the time. So I'm going to show you 3 different types of looks today. All of them are relatively simple, and we're going to start from the simplest to the most complicated, which is still not pretty complicated. And this first one is great if you only have about 5 minutes. It's very simple, it doesn't require much skill at all. So you're just going to take a big fluffy brush and a transition shade. Now for me, this is going to be a medium warm brown, and nudes are great for this, by the way, because they're very forgiving. And you're just going to swipe that all in your crease. And since you're going to be using a big fluffy brush for this, it's going to do all the work for you, so you don't really even have to blend it out that much. Now you're also going to apply it from the outer corner of your eye to about the middle of your eye. Now as you can see, that's already pretty blended. I really didn't do anything, but I still don't have any harsh lines going on. I'm just going to blend it out just a little bit more, and then we're done with this step. Obviously do the same on the other eye. Imagine if I was advising you guys to just do one eye and leave the other one completely bare. I mean, obviously totally do that if you wanted to. Actually, I think that would be kind of badass. You know what? Never mind. Forget I'm speaking. Just forget that I'm talking to you in this moment. So as you can see, using the right brush really is the most important part of this look, because it really did all the work. I barely even blended anything, but if you still see a harsh line here or there, you can use another clean fluffy blending brush and just taper out the edges just a tiny bit. So this one is clean, and as you can see, I'm just blending it out a little tiny bit, although everything is pretty blended out already. So since I used a medium transition shade, it's very pretty, but it's not overbearing. So you can use, honestly, whatever type of color you want on top of this. Now, I would recommend using a shimmer, because that's what's going to be the showstopper in this moment. Now, since it is the holidays, a lot of people like using either silver or gold, and obviously you can do that as well. I'm not going to be doing that in this video. I'm actually going to be using a little duochrome moment just to show you, but you can use whatever type of shimmer you want, whatever color, and you can actually just take it on your finger or on a brush, to be more precise, and apply it all over your moving lid. Now, I'm not going to be showing you that in this stage just because I'm going to show you the other 2 looks as well, but from here out, literally the only other thing that you would have to do is take your shimmery shade of choice, apply it either on your finger or on your brush, whatever you're more comfortable with, and just slap it on all over the lid, and it's going to look really pretty, especially if you pick a nice little cute shimmer, and then just apply some mascara and you're done. That's your quick 5-minute look. You're just out the door. You're going to look fabulous, trust me. Now, I've prepared 3 show-stopping suggestions for you that I've used as my shimmers in the past that people have given me extra compliments on. So the first one is this beautiful P. Louise Extra AF base. Now this is a golden base that has some beautiful green reflects in it. They're subtle, but they're noticeable enough, and they're definitely a conversation starter. I love this base so much. Now if you're looking for something a little bit more silvery, the second option I have for you is this Kimchi Cosmetics glitter eyeshadow. This is Diamond Shards, I believe, the shade, and it's this beautiful silver with these rainbow type of reflects in them. It definitely also is a showstopper. And the last one, maybe the most natural out of all of them, would be the Fenty Diamond Bomb How Many Carats highlight. This is such a stunning highlighter. I don't want to open it for you because it's absolutely nasty, because I literally use this every day. This compact inside is rotten, but trust me, it's a beautiful silver, and when you apply it on the skin, it definitely looks like magical melted snow. That's the best way I can explain it. Obviously, if you don't have any of these or you want to use your favorite shimmery shadow, go right ahead. I just thought I'd give you some suggestions in case you wanted them. So now let's move on to the second look. For this look, you're gonna need, obviously, this base and just one darker eyeshadow. Now it could be a shade or 2 darker than this one, and you're just gonna take it on your slightly smaller detailed brush and apply it right on the outer corner of your eye. Now I'm going to show you where exactly, but I'm not going to apply anything because I'm here to show you the third most complex eye look. So you would take it on your brush. Now this is a clean brush, but you would take it and you would just apply it right here on the outer corner and blend that out a little bit. Again, this would be a shade that's about 1 to 2 shades darker than the one that you put on your eyelids right now. And once you've blended that out, again, just add a shimmery shade on top of that as well. So for this look, you would be using 2 mattes and 1 shimmery, and for the first look, you would just be using 1 transitional shade and 1 shimmery shade. Now for the third look, it's gonna be a classical type of smoky eye, and you're gonna take your middle shade and load it onto your detailed brush, and you're just gonna swipe it right around your crease, but below that transitional color that you applied first. So for me, applying it just above my moving lid. Obviously, you don't want to cover the blend of that transitional crease. You just want to deepen up the look a little bit. And then do the same on the other eye. Also, don't forget to put it on the outer corner of your eye, but obviously still leaving that transitional shade visible and not covering it completely. Now you want to build that up to an intensity that you like, but I'm going to stop right here. As you can see, it's not overbearing. It looks pretty natural so far. And the last step that you're going to do before moving on to the shimmery shade is using that exact same brush and maybe even that exact same color, because in my case I didn't build it up too much, so I can still use that same color, just build it up more and make it look way more pigmented, make it look like it's a darker color. But if you're using a third color, definitely you can do that as well. And you're just going to be applying that on the very, very outer corner, just like so. Take your time with this. Obviously not too much time because we don't have it, but sort of like this. This is the placement. Let me just show you the placement. I'm not going to blend it out purposefully so that you can see where this is supposed to go. So right around there would be the placement of your darkest color, and then just blend it out. And so this is what we have so far. So on top of this, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing that I told you to do in the first two looks, which is just apply a shimmery shade. I just want you to see how pretty this is. So this advice that I'm gonna give you goes for whatever you're using as well. A little bit goes a long way. I know that we're in a rush and I know we don't have time, and that's the point of this video, but just use a little bit and then see how you feel, and then use a little bit more rather than putting on a lot and then being overwhelmed. So I don't know if you're able to notice in the camera, but with this studio lighting, this looks pretty green right now, which you know is pretty on theme for Christmas as well. I think greens and reds are also very much Christmas colors. So I might actually end up wearing this to Christmas dinner myself. I'm just gonna apply some mascara and finish off my base and then do my lips. Now obviously lip choices, depending on what you did with your eye, I could really go any which way here. Okay, so as you can see, I finished off the rest of my face, and I honestly kept it super simple, which is what I think makes this look really pretty. I just lined my lips with some nude lip liner and applied a little bit of clear gloss on top of that. Obviously, I had to apply a little bit of highlighter too, but that's about it. So if you wanted to keep more on the traditional Christmas theme, although honestly, the theme is really what you want it to be. But if you wanted to go traditional, obviously silver and gold is the way to go. And if not, maybe do something like this. And let me know if you like this look. And please consider liking and subscribing. And now that I'm done begging you guys for things this Christmas season, I want to wish you a very happy holiday season and a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!